Yeah, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Eli the Rebel. Welcome back to the NCAA Coaching Carousel Dynasty here on the channel, man. Today is, once again, that part of the series. My favorite part of the series. I don't know about y'all, man, but yo. The recruiting episodes are oh my goodness. I want to, you know what I mean, man. This is my jam, man. I live off of this. First things first, this is going to be our budget for the episode. Keeping it the same as last because I don't like the team interest bar being that high still. Players are going to get suspended moving forward. I still need those points. And then, you know, recruiting percentage is a little lower than normal, but the training is up there. Now we're on to the senior send-off. So we're gonna start off with Wendell Francis, the middle linebacker. It's crazy how he played all 4 years as the starting middle linebacker. Really good job for Wendell Francis. Well done, I should say, honestly. 67 tackles was his best out of the 4 seasons, but 4 forced fumbles to send off in the senior season. Well, you know, he was just nothing but solid in the middle linebacker position. For really. The same goes for Willie Dudley at tight end. Now, Willie Dudley is an interesting case because you look at his production and you look at him like scoring 8 touchdowns junior year and 9 touchdowns senior year. You know, being a blocking tight end, you wouldn't think that he would get that much, you know, offensive, you know, he wouldn't have that much offensive capability with the 72 speed and whatnot. But yo, man, 74 pass blocking, 74 run blocking, 76 catching, 76 break tackle, 84 carry. Like, this guy, you know, gets it done on, you know, the blocking end and the receiving end, despite his slow nature. Someone who isn't slow, though, Richard Lewis, is going to graduate with having a 1,000-yard receiving season with 13 touchdowns on top of that. So Richard Lewis, man, Richard Lewis was a dog, for real. He deserved that Big East first team along with Willie Dudley, for real. John Ramsey, man. Bro, Rambo was just so fundamental, especially in, you know, his junior year. He went crazy with the 6 sacks. Senior year, he also went crazy with the 6 sacks, but also 53 tackles to boot with 4 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. Like, you can't make this stuff up, man. Rambo was literally that guy. He's going to be missed. Our backup middle linebacker, Casey Maxey, we saw him whenever I called a 4-4 formation. He had some playing time, so middle linebacker is going to be a position of need. Looks like defensive end is going to be a position of need because while Ryan Wood is also graduating as well, Marcus Charles will be heading to greener pastures as well, man. He's a 3-year starter, unlike Rambo. But look at this, 48. Like, he had double-digit sacks. Like, what more can you ask for? You know what I mean? So that's all you could say. Like, Prince Charles was the sack guy for us. Backup tight end is also going to be graduating. Todd Johnston, man. Our All-American corner. A JUCO. He was a JUCO junior from North Carolina. Right? This guy was clamps, bro. 49 tackles, 8 INTs, 2 defensive touchdowns, 13 PBUs. Yeah, he was the man. He will be missed, but don't worry. I have faith in Tom Moan locking down that DB2 spot behind Jamie Whitlock. Brandon Joseph. So this is interesting. So Brandon Joseph did not have that fantastic of a 20 2012 season, his junior year, simply because they had Eric Petway start over him. And then I was like, huh, I didn't even realize that. I should have put Brandon Joseph out there because he has 78 awareness. I thought it would be higher, like 88, but he went out as a Big East first team member his senior year, but expect Eric Petway to be back in the starting strong safety role moving forward. Jeff Hood also has had an interesting career here at USF. So he played in 2011 as a JUCO junior, then redshirted in 2012 because that was the year Andrew Spinner was able to play for us, which leads to his senior season, and his senior season was good enough to be Big East first team. So Jeff Hood was a solid kicker for us, no question about it. Lamar Robertson was originally a halfback, got some playing time his junior year, but then moved him to fullback senior year, and we got him a rushing touchdown in the last episode, which was kind of cool. Those are his receiving stats. So I'm glad Lamar Robertson, did something as a fullback. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, a backup defensive tackle is going to be graduating. So those are the seniors that are going to be gone. As always, if for whatever reason, if we do get transfers this season, I'll cut to that screen. Otherwise, I'm just going to cut straight to the recruiting map. Alright, so this is crazy news for us, man. So if you haven't been keeping up with who has been transferring into USF, so the first year when we took over from FIU, we got 2 transfers. Then the next year, we got the one. You guys know him as Marcus McCall. He's really Malcolm Brown. Then the year after that, we got Chris Conley, aka Brent Reynolds, who's going to be playing this season. And now we got 3. So first we got Marcus Coker from Arkansas. He's from Camden, New Jersey. Look at 88 catching, to me is just incredible. So of course I'm going to accept him. He doesn't have receiving stats for some reason, but it does say that he played. Oh, okay, he was in specialties, and now he wants to be an actual receiver. Yeah, you can come on board for sure. Curtis Coley from Alabama is going to be coming over to USF. Now, Bama stole 3 recruits from us, so it's nice to see a Bama person transfer to USF. We're building something special here, clearly. 88 speed off the right edge. That's really good. No longer have to rely on freaking slow Joe Evans anymore, which is nice. So welcome to the team, Curtis. Welcome to the team. And last but certainly not least, we got Reggie Harris, another kicker. He has 82 kick power. Pretty good. 78 kick accuracy. But he's from I'm literally normally I wouldn't take this guy. I would reject it, since like getting transfers, accepting transfers will affect the amount of scholarships you have to hand out. You're able to hand out. But I'm just gonna take him because he's from Canada. I don't have a Canadian player. I like some diversity in my program. So that means that if we go to interested prospects, now that I've taken all 3 of these guys, it means we have 21 scholarships remaining, right? This number would be a 22 if I declined that kicker. So if I rejected all 3 of those guys, I would have had 24 scholarships, but I accepted all 3 transfers, so now I only have 21 left. So I'm going to distribute those things really quickly, and I'll see you guys in week 2, man. Alright, so at the conclusion of week 1, we did not get a single commitment from a prospect. So what I'm going to do is go start low locking some guys. This is going to be a long process for me, but fortunately you guys don't have to sit through that. And then hopefully we should get more commitments once week 2 is done. So at the conclusion of week 2, we have 5 new players coming into the program. The first being Charles Hale out of Tallahassee, not Tallahassee, Tallahassee, Alabama. This wideout is 6'2", 175, runs a 4.43, A+ field awareness, 36.9 vertical jump, C hands, 240 bench, 385 squat, average potential, average discipline. So good. So it's nice to get a wide receiver. It's always nice to have a bigger wide receiver room, for sure. We got one tight end, Bryce Berry from Haverhill, Mass. This guy runs a 4.63, A field awareness, 40.1 inch vert, B hands, 340 bench, 415 squat, average potential, good discipline. Chris Culberson from Holt, Alabama is a defensive tackle, 6'4", 310. Did I mention the size on Bryce Berry? 6'5", 265. That's pretty good too. 4'9", 40, A field awareness, 35.7 vertical jump, 455 bench, 620 squat. Good potential but poor discipline. Earl Davidson from Boynton Beach, Florida, 6 feet 222, runs a 4.59, A+ field awareness, 35.1 vertical jump, F hands but 370 bench and 495 squat. Good potential, good discipline. And finally, we have an offensive tackle, Kellen Meyer, Marathon, Florida, 6'7", 276. 4'9", 40, A+ field awareness, 460 bench, 605 squat, average potential, good discipline. Those are all the week 2 commits. So we're going to go ahead and move on to week number 3. Alright, so only one commitment after week 3, and that is none other than Justin Jenkins from Pelham, Alabama, 6'5", 231, defensive end. Runs a 4.63, B field awareness, 34.5 vert, 360 bench, 495 squat, average potential, good discipline. After that signing, we need 2 more defensive ends minimum, and we have targeted 2. So hopefully we land both either next week or the week after. But this is week 4, so we're going to be pushing for for commitments really soon, or at least we had 5 in week at the conclusion of week 2, so hopefully we get more of that at the conclusion of week. Alright, so 2 commitments for the conclusion of week 4. We got Elgin Watkins, an athlete, 6'3", 187 from Destrehan, Louisiana. Runs a 4.45, A+ field awareness, 39.5, A- hands, 285 bench, 415 squat, good potential, average discipline. He looks like a decent wide receiver, could even be a tight end, we'll see. And then the other commitment was John Upshaw, a defensive end from Coral Springs, Florida, 6'5", 308. Runs a 4.96, A field awareness, 35.7 vertical jump, 370 on the bench, 555 on the squat. Good potential but poor discipline. So going into the last week of recruiting, I still do not have a kicker. Along with, we need another middle linebacker as well, but we have one targeted. So hopefully I can get kicker and middle linebacker sorted along with whatever else I targeted, and we'll see how this thing ends. Alright, so rest of our class is here. This was the final week of recruiting, so we have 6, 7, 8, 9 recruits to go over. So very quickly, we got Al Wilson, a 4-star receiver from Quincy, Mass, 6 feet 176, 447, A+ field awareness, 41 inch vert, A+ hands, 340 bench, 445 squat, good potential, good discipline. Very nice. John Woods, Goose Creek, South Carolina, 6 feet 177, another 4-star wide receiver, 437, 40.1 inch vert, A+ hands, 265 bench, 385 squat, average potential, good discipline. Now we're on to the 2-stars. So Josh Baker from Horn Lake, Mississippi. 2-stars tight end, 6 feet 198, runs a 4.45, A- field awareness, 39 8-inch vert, C hands, 360 bench, 495 squat, good potential average discipline. Gary Butler from Forest Acres, South Carolina is a 2-star middle linebacker, 6'1", 228, runs a 4.76, B field awareness, 32 7-inch vert, C plus hands, 420 bench press, 570 squat, good potential average discipline. Will Charles is from Saraland, Alabama, 6'2", 232, outside linebacker, a 2-star, 4.59, 40, 38 1-inch vert, C plus hands, 395 bench, 535 squat, good potential average discipline. JUCO junior defensive end Ryan Cummings, Lakeland, Florida, 6'2", 216, runs a 509. A- field awareness, 395 bench, 570 squat, average potential poor discipline. We got ourselves the kicker, Dane Daniels, Somerset, New Jersey, a JUCO junior, 6'1", 178, D kick power, D kick accuracy, good potential, good discipline. We'll take it. Clay Daniels from Villa Rica, Georgia, 6'5", 240, 2-star middle linebacker, 4'5", 140, A plus field awareness, 36 9-inch vert, C hands, 340 bench, 535 squat, good potential, poor discipline. And lastly, but certainly not least, is Jason Folks from Golden Glades, Florida, 6'2", 189, 2-star strong safety, runs a 4.43, A plus field awareness, 37 5-inch vert, C hands, 325 bench, 495 squat, good potential, excellent discipline. So with that, what does that mean for our class? Are we going to be a top 25 class? Freaking Bama is 11th. They did not make the top 10. Good for them. Hell with Bama. Stealing all of our in-season recruits like that. We're 38. And we only got 19 players. That's why. So out of a possible 21 scholarships, we only handed out 19. So now we're going to advance to the position changes. Position change number 1 is going to be Brent Reynolds, of course, as I promised in the previous season. I would move him to wide receiver. Brett Sutton did not play, but I like the 52 tackling, so I may move him to corner just to see if he gets any better over there. Does Tommy Levine have the same issue? No, he's 40 tackling. We only have 2 tight ends for some reason. We have Bryce Berry. We have James Schmidt. Need a 3rd tight end. Maybe we can get one from the athletes. Elgin Watkins is a 70 overall tight end. How tall is he? 6'3", 187. That'll work. That'll work. So we're gonna have Elgin Watkins be our number 1 tight end. Could be, a more explosive version of, of Willie Dudley. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I want to check really quickly the kicker that we got. So that's our transfer. That's gonna play next season. 70 and 70. Okay, that's usable. Fine. Joe Evans. I don't like Joe Evans being a 68 speed. We're gonna move him to a defensive end for sure. I might move Granello. Do I move Granello or Woods? Granello. I'm probably gonna move. Who has the higher tackle rating? I'll probably move Brandon Woods to middle linebacker to make it so that way everybody in the outside room has 80-something speed. And this will also give me an excuse to redshirt Gary Butler as well. So that's how that works. We're actually gonna move Fred Henry to the left end. Yeah, because I'd rather, who do I rather have starting alongside? Yeah, so this makes it more even with Joe Evans just chilling there. That's fine. Kellen Meyer is here. So we're going to move him to right tackle in case Kevin Johnson doesn't, you know, live up to the billing. And those are our changes to our roster. Here we go. This is the moment of truth right here. Hopefully me not moving. The only reason why I moved the athlete over to tight end as opposed to wide receiver room was just too big, and I didn't get two traditional tight ends. So fortunately the athlete moves over to tight end, and then he'll grow into like some 90 overall down the line of hopefully. Like I've gotten 62 and 65 tight ends to be mid 80s. As we see here, Joe Evans gets plus 10, right? We got Robert Young plus 6, Elias Parks plus 6, Greg Miller plus 6, Kevin Johnson plus 6. Look at all these breakthroughs, man. Brandon Woods was also a breakthrough. Very nice. But did Brent? Oh, Brent went to a 72. That's impressive. That is impressive. So he went from 56 to the thing. Wow. Good for him. Because now we got to pick our MVPs. It's got to be Medlock for defensive. Like, he went to a 95. J.D. Whitlock just chilled at 88. So, I mean, that's how the cookie crumbles, man. Now we're going on to cut players. I don't think we have to cut much. Oh, I like this quarterback room. All 80s. I don't have to cut them. Bobo didn't grow that much. That's the one cut for this merry-go-round is I'm going to cut Bobo. It looks like he didn't grow at all. So we're going to have 5 corners. And you know what? We're obviously keeping both strong safeties. I don't know which. I'll probably redshirt Josh Baker and then have Jason Folks back up. Actually, I'm not even going to be here next season. I'll let the CPU get a freaking free safety for whatever. So with that, it's going to be a very long transition over to the depth chart. Alright, so this is our starters. Not starters. Yeah, our whole depth chart, but you guys probably only care about the starters and maybe have a soft spot for backups. Who knows? The reason why it took a little longer for me because I arranged the depth chart, taking account for, I already know who I'm going to redshirt, which you guys are going to see in the next screen. So with that's why it took a little longer for me to do the depth chart as before, was because I was already thinking ahead of who I want redshirted already. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys these last positions of need. Alright, then we can continue to the next season, and then I'll show you guys the full not the roster changes, the full player jersey number changes, because there's going to be some. Alright, before we get into the summer training results, I'm just going to show you guys some significant jersey number changes. You already saw position changes. What am I saying? So the first major one is, Marcus Coker was originally number 8 when he was at University of Arkansas, but that number is taken already by Garrett Knackfor, our starting free safety. So I just gave him the number 84 since it was available. And then another receiver that got a number change, I gave the number 12 to somebody else, as Carlos Pittman will have the number 1. If you guys follow the tradition of how college football teams work, usually the upperclassmen get single digit numbers. So with Carlos Pittman being a redshirt junior now, he gave up the number 12 to be number 1. I just like having some single number guys in the wide receiver and in the DB rooms and the wide receiver rooms. I only give out single digit numbers to quarterbacks if they're really, really talented, like Albert Peterson, for example. Carlos Pittman has number 1, and then Tommy Levine went from 83 to number 3 now that he's a junior. And then, as I mentioned, the number 12 was given to James Schmidt, and this is a really emotional one for me. Willie Dudley's number is going to be taken over by Elgin Watkins, our one athlete from Louisiana. He's going to be rocking Willie Dudley's old number. You love to see that. Any other? The offensive line, yep, that pretty much stays the same. Your Cornelius Parks is number 96, which is not a traditional offensive lineman number, but it was part of the player promise when we recruited him, along with when we recruited Lionel Boyd. He wanted number 15. Cornelius Parks wanted number 96. So as long as I keep that, those guys won't transfer anywhere. So Fred Henry had number 81. But now I gave him number 98. It's a more traditional defensive end. A more traditional defensive end number. Joe Evans still keeps his number 48. But I gave Justin Jenkins number 53. Just a linebacker number, since I ran out of 90s for some reason. Because I had to give all the 90s to all these defensive tackles and whatnot. Garrett Knackfor is rocking the number 8 for us. He's been rocking that for the longest time. Eric Petway had number 20, but I gave him Brandon Joseph's number out of respect, out of Brandon Joseph leaving the program. Brandon Joseph gave up his starting spot to Eric Petway as a freshman, so Petway's returning the favor by rocking Brandon Joseph's old number, which is really cool. And I don't remember, and I think the number 20 that Petway had to begin with is available. I don't see a need. I don't see anyone that needs it right now, unless I could give it to Brett Sutton. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now. I feel like from 20 to 80 just makes more sense. And there you go. So with that, I'll show you guys the summer training results. Alright, so the first drill I did was rushing attack with Ben Stewart. I got the max 5 points. So what I did is I'm going to put No. I'm going to put 3 in carrying right now, and then the last 2 will be in break tackle. So now Ben Stewart is an 80 overall backup halfback. I shouldn't have to rely on Ben Stewart that much, but in case, Marcus McCall isn't, going to be, if he's out with an injury or if he's just not running that well, then I can always have Ben Stewart as a number 2. Then the second summer training drill I did was option attack again with Albert Peterson, just like I did last season, because again, I cannot, once, it's just so stressful to see him fumble multiple times in both bowl games, both GMAC bowls to be specific. So I did the spread to make it look like 70 carrying with 88 agility, 90 acceleration for him. The next drill we did was the Oklahoma drill with our freshman tight end. We only got 3 out of this one, so went ahead and did +2 to break tackle to make it 62, and then 59 strength. Got him to 72 overall as a freshman. So hopefully his progression will, be more, moving forward, his progression as a tight end, like he'll develop, more strength as the years roll on. Okay, then after the Oklahoma drill, I did the 40-yard dash with Charlie Johnson. This is going to be our quarter corner, and used all 4 points on his speed and got him to 72 overall. So next we did wide receiver / running back catching. This is different from the route running drill. We just gave it to Carlos Pittman, got him to +3 to get 80 catching, and then the leftover 4th and final point we gave him to jumping. So he now has 72 jumping, 80 catching, and 88 agility. Alright, then the next drill was the kick return drill with Joe Beard. Got all 5 points for that. So what I did was used 3 points for break tackle, got that up to 65, and then used the last 2 on 68 for the carrying, which means the agility still stands at 89 for Joe Beard. He is now at 88 overall. Alright, so then I did route running with Tommy Levine. Only got 3 points out of it, so what I'm going to do is, I could make him a possession receiver. Doesn't do anything for awareness, so I'm just going to put all 3 into catching. That will make him an 80 overall possession receiver. So the chase and tackle results, I got all 5 points for Clay Daniels. This is our freshman middle linebacker right here. So what I did was +2 to tackle, +2 to agility, and then made the acceleration 85. So now he's a 74 overall coverage middle linebacker. So I did the rush the QB drill with Patrick Bentley as opposed to Charlie Culberson. I would like to continue to have Bentley alongside Kevin Metlock as the 2 defensive tackles in our 4-3. So what I did for these 5 points, man, these 5 points, they don't want to go anywhere. Oh, I could put 3 in agility and then put 2 in acceleration. Yeah, I'm going to put 2 in acceleration. So 3 agility, 2 acceleration. That gets Bentley up to a 78. So then the next defensive drill I got to do now is defend the option. Alright, so I did defend the option with Brett Sutton, and I'm going to use all 4 points on his tackling simply because this used to be a wide receiver last season. So now he has 65 tackle on top of the 78 awareness and 89 speed. He's going to be our nickel corner, which leads to our last... Is this our last drill? Yeah, this is our last drill. The Oklahoma drill, the defensive version. Alright, so without a doubt for Will Charles, I'm going to be throwing all 5 points towards the awareness. 48 awareness isn't going to cut it if you're going to be a starter on this team, and it brought Will Charles from a 68 overall all the way up to a 74. So he now has 65 awareness on top of the 70 tackling and 74 strength. He's going to grow into a fantastic outside linebacker for years to come in this program. And with that, I'm going to advance to the redshirting screen. We're going to be redshirting a few guys here. The first one being Larry Chavez here, simply because Taylor Brown did play last season. He had 1 carry for 23 yards. No receiving stats, but the 1 carry for 23 yards will nullify your red shirt. But fortunately, we have Larry Chavez. We got Larry Chavez from in-season recruiting, so we'll redshirt him instead. That way we don't have that problem again with Taylor Brown. In terms of the wide receiver room, Marcus Coker is a transfer wide receiver, but just like with the situation with Brent Reynolds, I don't have to actually hit the redshirt button. So after this season, Marcus Coker will be a sophomore redshirt, which means that I'm going to be redshirting all of these players, with the exception of Tommy Levine, simply because he played last season. So I'm going to be basically having a wide receiver room of Beard, Reynolds, Boyd, Pittman, Tommy Levine. Those are our 5 wide receivers, and then Jamie Whitlock will be our 6th wide receiver if need be. Tight ends, we're not redshirting anyone. We had one offensive lineman come into the program this season, and that's Kellen Meyer. We'll redshirt him. He starts out as a 72 overall, so redshirting him, and he's going to grow into a fantastic right tackle for years, maybe to surpass Kevin Johnson next season. Who knows? On the defensive side of the ball, we're going to go ahead and redshirt the 2 freshmen here, John Upshaw and Justin Jenkins. We're staying on topic here. We're going to defensive tackle. We're going to leave all these 4 alone. And then for the outside linebackers, we only really need 3. So we're going to redshirt Earl Davidson here. Same thing with middle linebacker. We only need 3, so we're going to redshirt Gary Butler. Corners, we're not going to redshirt Tom Moan. He played last season, so he's going to continue to play moving forward. Nobody in the free safety room. We're going to need a backup strong safety for sure. So I decided to redshirt Josh Baker and not Jason Folks. We're just going to keep Jason Folks there, with Eric Petway being the starter. And yeah, then we're going to go to custom schedules really quickly, and I'll see you guys once I have completed. Alright, so I have concocted a very, very interesting schedule. I finally got USF to not play on this week 2 right here. We play them home in Tampa for week 5. Finally, I could put a rivalry game in the middle of the schedule as opposed to the very, very beginning. So we're going to have a tune-up game before Oklahoma comes to town. Now, last season, we did not do so well against them in Norman. Now, we could go to Norman again, but it's traditionally speaking, if you were to play an opponent from last season, you would change the location. So I decided to have Oklahoma come to town this time. So the season opener is going to be at Southern Miss, and then Oklahoma, then at Louisville, and then the rivalry game, UCF. Then we're going to go to Death Valley at Clemson. Brent Reynolds, a.k.a. Chris Conley, is going to take on his school that he originally came from. So that's going to be exciting. Then home Pittsburgh. Then at West Virginia. Then weeks 9 through 11, we're going to try to get recruits here in this part of the schedule here. We have Utah, Rutgers, and Syracuse all at home. Then at Cincinnati, and then home versus UConn to end the season, which gives us our strength of schedule to be an A- for the season. So we're going to go ahead and advance to preseason recruiting. Just a spoiler before I begin preseason recruiting, I know it's not going to matter as much, because I know for sure I'm going to leave the program no matter what. However, I don't want to leave USF behind, so I'm gonna try my best to get as many guys as I can before I depart. I want to leave the program, with pieces. The 3 transfers definitely help, but getting in-season recruits to help out this program before Cristobal leaves would be really, really nice way to send things off. Always want to leave on good terms. I've had a lot of fun with USF up to this point, so I'm gonna go see y'all in the new season screen. Alright, so we're going to take a look and see how recruiting went. Ooh, off the rip, we got a right outside linebacker with, oh, he's number 1 on our list, all the way from Cali. Okay, good start, good start. Eric Ward, we'll keep an eye on him. Adam Kaplan from South Carolina. Okay, we got that. We got Dotson from Georgia as well. So 2 halfbacks are coming. 1 speed back, 1 power back. They're both 6 feet 215. Interesting enough. Jason Jenkins. We're number 1 on his list. Oakwood, Ohio, 6'4", 195. Okay. Sean Doyle, we're in the top 4. We'll take him as well. We're in the top 3 for Steve Bates. Love that. Michael Myers. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're outside his top 3. We're not getting the scary movie guy. Okay. Jacob Hill. He's on the same, he's like similar to Eric Ward. We'll come back. Chris Anderson. Yeah, that's a definite no-go. But Tyson Edwards from Indiana, Carmel, Indiana, 6'1", 185. That's a decent size for a corner. Jeremy Griffith, no. Quentin Salas, maybe. Got left guard. Yep. And tight end. I mean, we have 3 tight ends and they're coming back, right? Yeah. So I don't need that. Who else was on that maybe list? It wasn't Salas. Oh, it was Salas. It was Griffin. That was a definite no. So Quentin Salas. He's from Florida. Yeah. Oh, we only targeted 1 free safety. Yeah, we definitely need him, no matter what. Chris Anderson. That's a definite no, unfortunately. So it leaves me to... Okay, we got Jacob Hill. Definitely not Michael Myers. So it comes down between Jacob Hill and Eric Ward. Do I want Jacob Hill? I want Jacob Hill. Because Jacob Hill is what? A left end from Selma, North Carolina. So we're having 4 come back. So 5. So that's optional. We're having 3 come back from middle linebacker. This is really tough. Eric Ward's from Texas. Where is Jacob Hill from? From North Carolina. Virginia Tech, Alabama. Couldn't get recruits to go away from those places last season. But Eric Ward is interested in Utah and Oklahoma State. Those are more realistic schools that I could steal this guy from. And as always, if any of these guys ends up, you know, getting off our radar very quickly, I'll go ahead and move the points to Jacob Hill right away for sure. So this is going to be our board for the finale season. Yep, you heard it here right, folks. This is the final season before Cristobal takes a new job. Oh yeah, see, we developed an A- offense with a C defense. So there's a tune-up game at Southern Miss before we take on Oklahoma. Then we have at St. Louis. So I think our hardest game is, I want to say our hardest game, yeah. Ooh, look at UCF. They're not doing so hot. They're on the C+ side of things. Yeah, we have some B+s in here. Yeah, Oklahoma's going to be the hardest game of the season. There's no question. We have this 3-game home stretch of Utah, Rutgers, and Syracuse. So hopefully we can get recruits to come during those weeks. But it's going to be very interesting. I'm going to show you guys the coaching goals for this season. I know one of them is always, you know, beat the rival. I just need to know what the other 2 are, because I know for sure it's going to be win the Big East, which is what I want to do. We won it in 2012 when Reggie Patterson and all those guys were still here, but I want to win it again before we leave. Okay, so finish the season top 25, win the Big East title. Yep, play in a January bowl game. Yeah, very, very reasonable goals for this next season. It's been your boy Eli the Rebel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this long off-season episode, man. I love these off-season episodes, man. So now we just gotta play it out this season, man, and hopefully we go to a bowl game that isn't the GMAC. So again, it's been your boy Eli the Rebel. I'll catch you guys next time, man. Peace.